Hey, what is up, everyone? We're live from Zapcon. Well, Ralph is live from Zapcon.
Somebody is.
Zapcon.
Yeah,
What's up, Ralph?
2022. What's going on? Hey, guys. Hey, Kevgret.
Hey, Ralph.
What's up?
We thank you for taking time out of your busy day, Ralph.
Hey, man, I take one for the team every time.
I know. We appreciate it. But we're going to jump right in.
There's a reason why I came down here for the third day, by the way. I wasn't going to come.
Just to do on our show, right?
For us?
Well, that and there's two reasons. Two reasons, actually.
Well, yeah, that and
he bought something.
No, I didn't actually. So there's a guy that remember Arcade Pickers when I bought the Street Fighter. I don't know if you remember that. It's the first episode. I bought a Street Fighter.
First episode.
And in that episode, Flynn wanted the control panel back. He said, "I'll do the deal, but you have to give me the one that's on it back." So I just gave it back to him. He didn't want to drive up to my house. So I met him here to do the drop of the control panel. I'm like, do whatever, but yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And to do the Rextra show, obviously.
Yes, and to do the Rextra show.
Obviously.
But, Ralph, before we got on, somebody was talking to you over your shoulder, and we kind of overheard what you were talking about. Can you please tell the audience what was being discussed?
Yes, so when you came, well, you kind of overheard it. So when you came to visit me, I live like North Phoenix, and your buddy lived down in Chandler. So that bar that we went to, that level 1 bar, I've always wanted to meet the owner because we had a blast when we went. I mean, wasn't it a great place?
Yeah.
Like I know we all loved it.
Yeah.
And he was telling me because I was like, hey, did you just, how did you start this? And he said, well, I always wanted to own a bar, but I never really thought of incorporating video games until someone else here in town opened one, which is called, and I featured this in Chasing Nostalgia too. It's called Cobra Arcade Bar. So he's like, when Cobra opened in the city, I was like, could I make this work in a suburb, which was in Gilbert, Arizona? And he kind of learned the bar business, but he told me he still repairs all the games himself. So like,
wow,
he's got other people working with him, but
and
you saw how many games are in there, and all those games are from his collection. So he started the bar with all of his collection, which is kind of cool. But he's like, it's nerve-wracking sometimes because, you never know what's going to happen to him when it's in a bar setting. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It was good to meet him.
Yeah, I loved his place. I loved the idea, the bar. It was kind of loud for the kids, the younger group, I know we were feeling a little old
in there, right?
We were feeling a little old. I thought he had a great setup. Yeah, I would love to open one of those if I could. But somebody asked if you bought anything, Ralph. We're going to get into that in a little bit. I don't want to jump into that yet. We will get there. He is streaming from, you got the trash can set up? Is that what you got going?
The laptop is on a trash can even as we speak. But this time there's actually some dirty stuff in here, so it's smelling like it. Before it was early, there was nothing in it, so it kind of smells a little bit over here.
Oh, your computer's going to smell like trash.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, Ralph, what happened with the bar? Did you ever find the bar? You were talking about a bar to drink, like drinks. Remember you said...
Yeah, okay, so there was supposed to be a lounge. Well, it's not, it is actually kind of cool, but I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a lounge. So when you walk, like, this is the main room. Like, most of everything is in this huge room. But if you walk past, like, where you check in, you kind of follow it back, and there's another big room. And in that room, there's tables for people to eat and drink. And then there's a separator between the two areas of all cocktail tables. So people will go and get a drink at the bar in this room. You can't take the alcohol out of the room, unfortunately. But they'll go have a beer there, and then they'll go sit down and like play cocktail table games. So it's pretty cool. But then I didn't get footage of this yet, which I'm going to try to, hopefully, if I can get it before they close. On the opposing wall, it's all consoles with like old school couches. So someone brought like these old couches in.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So wait, they have cocktail cabs in the drinking lounge area to play.
Yep. None in here at all. No, there's all of the cocktail tables are in that lounge room, which I thought was kind of smart because it kind of encourages people to drink and do something instead of just
drink. Yeah. I should have brought my Donkey Kong cocktail, man, and I would have placed it in there.
Yeah, there was a couple good ones in there too. So yeah, it's fun.
If there's any questions from the people in the chat, feel free to ask Ralph. We have a few. Kevgret, you want to? I got a question for him, but go ahead if you got something for Ralph.
Well, Ralph, I got a personal thing. I'm looking for a Golden Tee home edition. Have you seen any home editions anywhere in Phoenix?
You know what's funny is that in here there's like almost no golden tea. I don't even think there's one golden tea in here, to be honest. I actually don't think there is.
Wow.
The golden tea home. Yeah, I don't know why that I guess. I mean, it's all collector. Every game in here is, except for the vendors that are actually selling their games, like the actual, manufacturers, or not manufacturers but distributors. Everything else is people bring them. So it's all. So I guess no one wanted to bring their golden tea. I guess so. There's no golden tea today. So
and then I just wanted to say one more thing. Ralph, I kept calling this number at like 3 a.m. trying to buy a Gorf, and this guy kept hanging up on me. Can you help me out with that? I mean, I need a Gorf.
Dude, that was a goof. I actually did. If you looked at the stream, I was able to. So you can impost blur party. Did you know that, Rec? Did you guys know that? You can
in
actually,
the stream,
No.
in StreamYard, or in
Really?
OBS,
No.
you can.
No. So like after let's say you did a live stream in YouTube, and you accidentally showed something you didn't want to show.
Yeah.
There is a blur option in the editor, so you can blur it, except it takes like 3 or 4 hours to process.
Right.
But so for 3 or 4 hours, my actual phone number was on the stream. So I'm an idiot. I walked over to it and I was like, oh, look, I'm selling it. And my phone number was right there. I'm like,
phone
oh,
numbers. Ralph's got hot
So
babes
stupid.
calling him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's nothing, not a lot of that.
So did you sell the Gorf? What happened? Did any
No,
interest in it?
No. I feel like Cabaret cabinets are kind of like a specific kind of person that wants it. It's almost like a cocktail cabinet because it's one upsized, really.
Yeah.
You know?
But here's the thing: is they're basically more rare, but like people don't want them, so it doesn't add value to them.
I know. I don't know why.
I think they're cool. I like cabarets. I don't know.
Oh, but you know what happened here that I should tell you? This is crazy. So the theme of this year's conference is Centipede, right? Like you saw it in the artwork. It's all Centipede artwork. Well, so the day that we were setting up, I brought in the other 2 games and put them over there, and I said, hey, I have a what's it called? I can't think of the name of it. We were just talking about it.
Cabaret.
The Cabaret. I said, I have a Cabaret, and can I bring it? And she's like, yeah, if it works, sure, like whatever. So I go to bring the Cabaret, and she's like, well, that's the Cabaret section over there. So I wheeled it over there, and I was just like kind of admiring the other Cabarets, and there was a Centipede Cabaret, and it said for sale. So of course I go and look. And it was $150, and it sold.
What?
It was already sold.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Gosh.
I don't know why he would sell it for that cheap. I mean, it's an original Centipede. I think. I don't. Maybe that's the kicker. Maybe Centipede. There was no Centipede Cabaret. I don't know, but so it might have been a conversion. But either way, $150 is a really good deal for any arcade. So
what's this video rehash? Says 375 MK2. Is that what? You just showed me?
That's the thing I sent you the picture
Should
of.
we show it? All right,
Sorry,
let's
gotta
show
get it off. All right.
Let's get it on, I guess. Let's add this.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Now it's on there. Hold on.
Your buddy's right here. If you go in the back, he'll see you.
Bring him on. Who is it?
Bring him on. Say what? Hey, what's up,
Hey.
Rocka? What's up, fellas? Ask him, Ralph. Ask him what was their favorite pinball.
He wants to know what your favorite pinball was of the show. Like what was your favorite one? Godzilla? Hey, Godzilla. It's always that's a very popular answer. Yeah, Godzilla.
Very popular answer for sure. That's awesome. Those are 2 of my friends who are there.
Cool. Nice.
I told him to go harass Ralph. I'm like, go find him. It's going to be this goofy guy with his computer on a trash can, and he's going to have a mic.
It's so funny because he comes over from the side. He's like, he's like, you got the Rexer? I'm like, yeah, we're live right now. That's awesome. I met your other buddy too. He came over and was talking for a while.
Nice, Lucci. Yeah. All right. Well, here's this thing, Ralph. Is this what he's talking about? Let me zoom in.
That's what he's talking about. That thing is $375. I don't know what that originally was. Obviously, it's not a Mortal Kombat 2, but it is a Mortal Kombat 2. It's some kind of Mortal Kombat 2 conversion thing.
And look, and here, what a weird conversion. Here's the price right here.
Yeah, and there's that guy's phone number. Go text him. Go text that guy.
Don't call this guy. Don't call Kyle Tamler. Maybe somebody wants it, Ralph. This is good for his show. Maybe somebody wants this.
Dude, an MK2 board set with the soundboard is probably like $250, $300 anyways. It's a really good deal. It's not a bad deal, actually.
Wow.
What
if you like Mortal Kombat.
What is What was I going to say? Is it you sure it's a real board in there though? Did you
Well,
verify
I don't know.
that?
Well, I could probably do that by hitting like start in. Oh wait, I don't know if I could.
But Ralph, that's a CRT in there too, which is going to be worth another $300.
Yeah, it's in the CRTs actually. I know the picture, the refresh rate isn't right on the picture, so it looks like the tube is messed up. But the tube's actually, I can see it right here. The tube's actually like pretty bright and colorful. So yeah, I mean, you could buy it even if you bought it and like threw the cabinet away, and you had a tube and a board. You're probably pretty good, providing it's the real board. But I think it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to buy it for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Wow.
But it must have been something old, because bring the picture back up. You know how those older cabinets had those weird plastic speaker grills? Like if you look at the bottom left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The bottom left is the speaker grill, which is
weird.
But
and I don't even know if this sound was coming out of that. I think it might. I don't know. It's really goofy, but I just want to know what it is.
Well, I have no idea what this could have been. What if that was like that? I was going to say an old golden tee, and he replaced I don't know. It just looks weird to me.
I don't know. It's sloped very like.
It's sloped really down.
Pretty far back. Yeah, it's actually a little uncomfortable to play. Believe it or not, because you're kind of like. You kind of have, it's almost the one-up thing where some of the cabinets aren't angled right, so you have your neck dropped so far. But
Video Rehash says, just get it.
Still cheaper than a one-up.
Well, here's the kicker: is that if Rudy's on the stream, he's the one that's gonna have to help me load it tomorrow if I got it. So he's gonna be like, "Don't get it."
Now look what Paul says. It's like an old video slot machine cab. Yeah, that's what you said.
It might be. I think it was Rudy who said it looked like that. It kind of does. It looks like it could have had the buttons on the top to like do different video poker options or something. I don't know. Who knows? It's a Franken cab for sure.
Ralph, where are your war final assaults right now?
Yeah.
They're way. So this is the front. It's way in the back. So there's that. You guys know what pin golf is? Have you heard of that before?
Not really.
No.
Maybe pin golf.
The problem is I just brought it up and I can absolutely not explain it. But it's like a game you play where I don't know. It'll say you have to get between a certain score, and that's your par on that pinball machine, I guess. Like that's your score on that pinball machine. So it's not like you're playing it for maximum pin golf. Yeah.
Is it a mode? Is it a mode?
No, it's a game. It's a game someone made up. They're like, we're playing pin golf. Just forget it. I shouldn't have brought it up. I don't know how to explain it.
What does that have to do with war assault? What does that have to do with
because they're over there. They're over by the pin golf tournament. That's where they are. They're right there. So there's a lot of traffic over there, which is good. But it's all the way on the other side. And they've stayed up all weekend. I did have a problem, though. When we got them here, I powered them up, and one of them was just in like a boot cycle. And you know what's funny about these old games? All of the old games, like every now and then you move them. Sometimes the power supply gets jostled a little bit, and it just needed a little more juice. Like, and who knows, maybe the bumpy ride, made it move a little bit. I tweaked it just a tiny bit more voltage, and it came on, and everything was great. But I've had that problem with it before, so I kind of just knew what to do.
Ralph, was it worth it to bring your two machines, actually three, to get them for free, or you just wanted the experience and to let people see what, something, unique?
Okay, it's a really good question. And the day we were moving them, I told Rudy, I'm never doing this again. And that was before we actually set them up. But now, like after seeing other people play them, like I saw little kids playing them. It was interesting because kids gravitated toward it, I think, because it looked familiar. Like it kind of looks like it could be a Fortnite kind of thing. Yeah. So there was a lot more kids playing. And then I saw there was a husband and wife, or they could have been boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. They were playing it. They were having fun. And they were kind of like, like kind of giving each other crap when one would win. Yeah. So it was really fun to watch people play your game, Yeah. So and it's a game that people don't really know a lot about,
No, were you around there? Did anybody ask you any questions? Hey, what's this for? This war final?
Really,
I never seen.
Not really, no? But no, they didn't. They didn't really. But
Ralph, do you?
Oh, yeah. What is he asking?
Why, do you know him? Yeah. This guy knows you.
Of course he does. I'm famous. What?
He came back again.
Wait, he knows. Oh, you sent him over here.
You
All
sent
right.
him over.
I sent him over to say, look at
Right.
there. We have fan club. It's the Rexer Show fan club, Ralph. Hi.
Right. You should be here selling your video games, Rex.
My-
Not hiding upstairs at your house.
I totally
Take it easy.
All right, that's awesome.
Oh,
and
that's
hey,
funny.
we have a Delusionals Arcade. You know, he has a YouTube channel. He's right here.
Get out of here.
He's right here. Yeah.
Delusional. What's up?
He's straight from New Jersey. He's made the
What?
check all the way from New Jersey here. Yeah.
Oh my God! What is he streaming right now?
You're not streaming, are you? Are you streaming right now, or no? He's just filming.
He's just filming.
So,
Okay,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Delusion. Dude,
That's
it must be
crazy.
so fun, like running into people there.
Dude,
And-
it is so. This is like what I would call a arcade enthusiast show. Like if you like, well, I shouldn't say, if you like arcade games and pinball, the thing that's so cool about it is all of the games are from people that it's their own collection. So they're all here. So they all want to like see other people play it. And I don't know, everyone it's just a really cool. I only went 1 year before this, and it was before COVID.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was like as deep into the hobby at that time because I didn't appreciate it like I do now. Like now, like I was literally talking to this guy over here, and I think I know stuff about arcades, but then he started rattling off like, yeah, I'm having this audio issue. And he was like, he turned into, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know what he said to me. I was like, I caught half of that or maybe like a quarter of it. So we'll go with that. But there's a lot of like people that want to help, I guess is what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm talking a lot.
Ralph, are there like seminars and speeches like at some other conventions, like any presentations, like
There are,
like you
but
know?
Yeah, there are, but I didn't. There's not a lot of that. Like it's not like you know, like the retro gaming conferences. They'll have like there's a couple of those, but it's not like that. Yeah,
So
not as much.
you're saying they didn't invite Riggs to be a guest speaker?
no Riggs, Game Chasers.
No John
I honestly
Riggs.
think that this would be the one place I think Riggs could walk into and no one would care he was here. I really don't think they're all arcade guys. I don't think they'd care.
There's not a warehouse
really
full
do.
of games.
He'd set
No,
up
there's
a
none of that.
table. He'd set up a table, and it'd say,
There's one-
open cart surgery here, and nobody would come. It'd be like,
I'm
sorry,
I'm
enough of
joking
that.
around. But there is some retro. There's one booth that sells like retro games, and it's no offense to the guy, it's a really sad booth.
Sorry.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's just because that's not really the audience for this.
Right.
You know, that
Yeah.
no one
Ralph's-
is here for that. So
Somebody asked you how much for the Gorf.
Yeah, how
What
much
were
for
you,
the
What'd you
Gorf?
price it?
well, it's the last day of the show, so I'm willing to
Uh-oh.
do a deal. But right now,
Goofy
it's
fight.
set for $1,200. But
1,200.
I think Ralph will
reasonable
let it go
offers
for
are accepted.
1,000, maybe 900. He'll let it go
You never
for.
know. Maybe
You never know. Get
900 would be a
get-
wash, so that's a little tough. But
Ooh, yeah. Get over there, Goofy Foot.
Ralph,
Wow.
I
you
wanted
want to
to
buy it?
I wanted to ask you, Ralph, do you get nervous when people start banging on your machines and playing it? Do you think like it's going to break? Are you okay with everybody walking up?
I replaced every button before the show because I knew
Okay.
that I was like, I want everything to be, you know, I mean, a button's not expensive, right? But I
Yeah.
replaced every button, every micro switch. So the only thing that's kind of iffy with that War Final Assault is it has a very particular controller that I doubt you can even get at this point. So
Wow.
Yeah.
if that breaks,
Yeah.
it looks good. I went before I started, I went and looked and everything still looked good, but I get a little nervous, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They're meant to be played, right?
Right,
So
right.
It is what it is.
Watch out. P-Dub said he's crop dusting you soon.
Pete Up says he's
He's
there.
coming.
He says he's there.
I really don't want to be crop dusted.
But Ralph, how do you know your machines are even working right now?
Yeah.
Well, because
Is
I was
anybody-
over. I was well. I don't know if they're working right now, but they were
Okay.
working like 15 minutes ago. So yeah.
So you didn't have to babysit them the whole time? What?
Yeah, that's-
I mean, aren't you worried or what?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know why. I thought I was going to be like super nervous, but
Yeah.
I made sure they were in like pretty good order before I got here. But I noticed something when I delivered it. One of them has a crack in the flyback, and I didn't even notice it till I was putting everything back together. But I did a
What?
lot of things to them. Like all the War Final Assault's really, it runs hot. Like the game board gets really hot. So I replaced all the fans in all of them. So like they all have new fans. Because the fans, dude, there was so much dust and grime and crap stuck in those fans. They were hardly, like think about it, right?
Yeah.
It weighs the fans down a little bit, so
Yeah.
it probably wasn't spinning the way it should. So, but yeah, I'm not. Long story short, I'm not that nervous. They're working.
This is probably the longest that they've run, right, Ralph? Like continuously for a very long time?
I don't run. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm assuming. Can you imagine? Like someone is shutting these all off at night.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's a shitload of power switches you'd have to be hitting to shut all these off. Even if you were just shutting off the power switch and not each switch, like in the back of the pod my game's on, there's like 5 power strips. So you'd have to be like bink, 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 and then you go to the next one, five more. I can't even imagine. They do have a good staff here, though. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a little bit.
They have somebody who can fix them for you?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what's so cool about this show. I don't know if that's typical, but they ask that your games have keys so that they can get in them if they need to do service. So if they don't want games down, basically. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Like, and the guy that's here is like he's like a guy that does repair work himself. So it's not like he's just like some dude off the street. Like,
okay. So when you came in day 2 or even day 3 now, were some machines down? Did you see people's breaking? Did you see out of service on anything?
Not a lot though. Not like when we were at Pinball Expo in Chicago, their games are going down like left and right. Not these games have these games have been like pretty good.
Yeah,
seriously.
Good.
I mean, there's one thing that's really weird. I wish I took a picture of this for you. There's like, I don't know where they get this. So, obviously all the games are on free play, right? You pay to get in and everything is for free. But some people have this little button that I don't know where they got it, but someone must have made them. It looks like a quarter and you just push it and it puts a credit in. I don't have mine set that way. I have mine on free play, but some of them aren't on free play, and it has a little quarter button. Like it looks like a quarter, same size as a quarter, and you just press it. It's kind of cool. I've never seen that before.
Wow.
Yeah, you bring them, Nick, and act like they're working. They were working when I brought them. I don't know.
They were.
Bring down a bunch of broken machines.
And all he needs a whole new monitor.
What'd you guys do to my cabs, man? Fix them.
I appreciate. That's awesome. You just bring like a bunch of broken machines.
Ralph, do you have to prove they worked before you can get in? Like, how did that work?
I mean,
did they watch you turn them on?
Not really. I mean, no, but there was a guy walking around, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I'm assuming if it was not working, they'd probably ask you to be like, hey, what's going on with this?
Get it out of there. Right. If it doesn't start.
Get it out of there.
I mean, it's like, that's what Todd Tuckey always says. He goes, if you run a barcade and you have broken machines, get them off the floor, because your customer experience, they come in, like, think about if you came into a barcade and they had all these great games, but like the best games that you'd want to play were all down. Like, you would probably just never come back to that place, unless everything else was just so amazing. So,
Ralph,
wait, sorry. Why does Cowboy Candy think that Centipede is easier on free play? People don't know when the light is blinking to push the volcano button. I mean, maybe if kids. But, all right. Anyway, go ahead, Kevin.
No, I was going to say there's a place in Atlantic City just opened called Lucky Strike Arcade. It's huge. And they have
a bowling alley too.
It has a bowling alley. It has those new Space Invaders, but it also has a section of retro games. So of course that's the place that I wanted to go to, and there was like 20 of them down, and I'm just standing there. Every other one was down, and then when you would play it, the controls would be broken. Star Wars. So what's the point of bringing them and having them on when they were all broke? So you're absolutely right. I was so disappointed. I went down there to play these retros.
Well. I don't know if Rexer, did you end up watching that video about the guy talking about, what role retro games play in his arcade? Did you end up watching it?
Yeah, I watched the most of it about what value do they add to my arcade as opposed to newer games.
Yeah.
Did you watch the one where he talked about how much money they made in a year?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. Did he compare it?
Kind of sad, actually. It was kind of sad. Like he compared his top earners to his retro games. So like,
wow,
he might have a game. I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna butcher the exact number. I don't know exactly what it was, but let's just say it was this dramatic. It'd be like, Cruisin' Blast made $15,000 last year, and he'd be like, Donkey Kong made $150 all year, like that dramatic.
Oh my God.
Now all his games are on they're all 25 cents. So he even admits. He said in the video, he's like, look, other owners have told me I'm stupid. Like he says it like this guy. He's like, other owners have said I'm not that smart for having retro games be 25 cents. I should have them be more expensive. But he himself feels that it's not fair to charge more than 25 cents. So that's obviously his prerogative. It's his bar. But it was sad to hear the numbers on the retro games. But in his opinion, he's just like, look, they're kind of filler. There's going to be people that are going to love them when they come in. They're going to light up because they're excited. But he said the fact of the matter is, they just don't make that much money for me.
And you're going to do something with Castles and Coasters, right? You guys are going to. Are you going to do something? Not a video or a stream, or you're going to talk about retro versus old? Do you want to plug? Something you might be doing.
Yes. So they use this. I didn't know really anything. Trust me, I didn't know anything about this world until I met Cole. But he's kind of let me, poke around behind the scenes at Castles and Coasters because, I'm so curious. What does it take to run a modern arcade? I think that's pretty interesting. And there's a company called Embed, which does all those they're not branded Embed because you don't see them. But when you go to a Dave & Buster's and you got those card swipers and everything.
Yeah.
Well, Embed's a company that makes those, but they also have analytics software that track. What are my top earners? What are my lowest earners? What games are down a lot? It tells you all that stuff because when a game goes down, you tag it as down in the system, and then you don't tag it as up until it's up again. And so what I asked Cole, I was like, could we go through all your games and sort of like we do it as a game? I'll tell the community, I'll know beforehand what the top 5 are and the top bottom are, and we'll have the community try to guess who's making the most money. Out of these 5 retro titles, who makes the most? And then out of the whole arcade, what are the anyway, you got
to break it out to retro too at which retro because
I know the game that makes the most money.
Yeah, don't say it. You got to leave it for your show. You're going to give away the answer.
Sorry,
we know it's probably not Donkey Kong. That's for sure.
Well, his Donkey Kong's not the greatest over there. Sorry, Cole, but it's got to beat up.
Fix it for sell him. Well, I don't want to say that. Okay. Now, P-Dubs was on here a second ago. He bought I don't want to spill it because I thought he posted it. He bought some tabletop arcade. Can I show those, Ralph? And can you talk about these?
Yeah, I think the one he bought was right where that empty space or one of those empty spaces are. But yeah, this company, they just, I mean, he might know more than me. I just went over for a second because I saw them over there because I wanted to see what they were all about. But the one at the end, I think I took a closer picture of that one. That's running the King of Air, or it's one of those. Oh, wow. Is that how bad? I didn't make it very close. Oh, all right. King of Air is like a China branded JAMA board. It's just running like a China JAMA board. It's all shmups. So it's a bunch of shoot 'em ups.
What are these two? I can't even see. Do you remember? It's a little blurry on my.
The lower bottom is a game selection screen. It's a Pandora's box for all intents and purposes. And the other one's a Moon Patrol, but I think it's just running
Moon Patrol. Yeah.
But it's Moon Patrol themed, but it's just running like a pie or something.
How were they built? Were they built well?
They seem to be. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it's so funny because all this stuff is like we all are entrenched in this community with 3/4 scale stuff. It's like, but there's so many people that sell these things. I mean, there's no licensing obviously involved. I'm sure he didn't license any of that, but
you're saying those Pandora. Right, you're saying when he says 3,000 games that he
didn't get the licenses.
He didn't get the licenses for all of them.
Yeah, the thing costs $1 million to buy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he sold that one, Ralph. There's a sold sign on the Mortal Kombat.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I saw. There was a father and a son playing the crap out of that Mortal Kombat, having a blast. So
there you go.
They were loving it. Yeah, they were loving on it. Not loving on it, but loving it.
I personally can't stand the 3x3 buttons on a Mortal Kombat themed arcade. My pet peeve. But since there's 3,000 games on here, you need the 6-button layout. To make it work. So,
but I can't wait to see this Donkey Kong. There's a. I don't know if it's this guy or another guy, but there's someone local too. If you go to Game, are you going to come out for Game On Expo, Rexer? Or
would I love to? Yes. Am I?
It's in August.
I doubt it, but come on.
Why? Why not?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, Game On Expo is everything. So that's like what Kevgret was asking. Do they have those breakout sessions? Well, that's the kind of place where they have all those the breakout rooms with panels and how to collect retro games and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they have all that stuff.
Yeah,
but they have retro too. But
you need to get on a panel then, Ralph.
Seriously,
I did one year. But the first year I did YouTube, I did a panel there. I begged. I was like, please let me do a panel. And you want to know what the panel was about?
Yes, please share. Ralph, I don't want to know what it's about. It was a great story. Let's move on.
Collecting one-ups.
No, it was basically what options do you have to buy an arcade for your home, and it was talking about real arcades. It was talking about DIY kits.
Yeah.
It was talking about arcade 1-up because they had kind of came out around that time, and then I had a teaser picture of At Games because I said, well, At Games is going to sell a product too, and here's what we know about it. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was cool, but there was like no one in the room because no one knew who I was.
Nobody knew you were. But what a great topic! It might have even been a tad ahead of its time if it was a few years ago. You know what I mean?
I have the PowerPoint presentation somewhere. I tried to make it fun, like when it pulled up each option, it was like Hadouken, and I was like, I thought I was super cool for doing that. And I was like, yeah, you guys like that?
That is awesome.
It was like spent 8 hours on sound effects.
And I'm telling you, there was 5 people in there, and 2 of those would be like 2 of those would be my daughter and Kim. So really, it's pretty lightly attended session. But it was fun.
Times have changed now.
You get at least 10 people today, Ralph. Come on.
Everybody's waving in the back. Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't even be 10. I don't know.
Wait,
what was his waving?
There are just people waving.
Yeah,
you're famous, Ralph. Come on, you're famous.
No, I'm famous.
All right. Did you buy anything, or did you see anything other than that one MK?
So here's my strategy. Even though now the strategy will be, if anybody's watching this, they'll know what the strategy is. So my guess is, just like me, I want to sell the Gorf. So there's got to be other people that don't want to leave, because I've seen people that. So you know, did you see? I don't know if you watched my stream, but they have the games, some of them in like a circle, right? There's some collectors that brought so many games that their whole circle is their games. So I'm thinking, do they want to go home with all those? You know what I mean? If you the effort of bringing all of them here, do you really want to bring all of them home if you're trying to sell some of them? So maybe I'm not looking to lowball anybody, but if someone wants to give me a slightly better deal, I might maybe come home with something.
There were 3 Kverts there.
Yeah, the one actually with the knocker is right over there. I went to every one of those to see which ones was legit. One had a Pandora. No, one had a Game Elf.
Yeah.
The other ones I think were originals, but they weren't complete. Like they had something that was not original about them. But the one behind this row over here I think that one's like it's not pristine, but it's as close as you can get. But it has the, when Kvert falls off, you hear that little like knock noise when it hits the ground. Yeah. That one has that, and it works. Wow. So it's kind of cool.
None of them were for sale?
No, they are. That one. I want to say they wanted a lot for that one. I don't remember what it was. I could always go over and look, but
that's okay.
Maybe Pete.
Was it over 2,500?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was definitely like 3,000 plus, something in that range. Yeah.
I mean, those are valuable arcades if you can find them.
I really didn't know Kverts. Kvert wasn't a game it's funny because I played it a couple times while I was here, and I was like, oh, maybe I do like Kvert, but it's not one of those games I would spend that much money on, though. Like it'd have to be like one of my top 5s to spend that kind of money.
Yeah, it's a lot for that one.
I'm laughing at Paul says owners need to bundle their cabs to get rid of them. Arcade awesome. 1-up reference.
Seriously, dude. I mean,
Ralph, don't get like. Oh, I have a feeling instead of selling your Gorf, like you're gonna go back with 6 cabs.
Exactly.
And your Gorf.
And Gorf.
And you're gonna be like, oh, I bought this one for $150.
I don't have the space, honestly. I don't have the space right now, so I can't really do that.
3,500.
When you load these up, does Kim say today's the day you get rid of them, or is she like, don't bring these back?
I would love to joke and say that she actually like it'd be funny if not funny, it'd be sucky for me, but she's super supportive of it. The only thing that she doesn't like is if it starts to bleed too much into the house. And right now my room is very like I haven't added any more games. I haven't tried to shove any more in there. The garage is a total disaster, but she's basically like, look, I don't care if the garage looks like a bomb went off. That's your spot. Go have fun. And, in Arizona, you can do that because the weather's just warm all the time. So there's no real risk of putting them in the garage.
Yeah.
But no, she's hey, in the wedding vows, she said, I have it recorded. She said, I'm supportive of his hobbies and adventures. So, I mean, I'll just play that back.
But that's when you only had like 10 arcades, Ralph. Now you have 50.
I'm not that much, but yeah.
How many storage units are you up to? 3, 4?
No. I
got rid of them.
You're talking about I have changed. I've changed, Kevgret. I have slimmed down to 1 single storage unit.
One? I thought it was at least 2. Wow.
The hobby. There was a moment where it was very, very, very out of control, but it's in control now. In my opinion.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's up, Mike of all trades? Ralph, I thought it closes at 6, and I talked to you earlier today, and you said you wanted to stream one more time before.
Probably won't.
You sure? I feel like I'm bad. I feel bad because we're taking up all your time here. You okay?
I probably won't.
Right.
The only thing I'm probably going to do is probably go around and there's a couple games that I didn't get a chance to get footage of that I wanted to, like that Golden Axe with the see-through side panel was super cool. I have pictures of it and some video, but I wanted to really get in there. But I met the guy that owns that actually, but just by chance. He was the
see-through Golden Axe. You met him?
Yes. So
nice.
It was a crazy story, actually. He told me what the story was. So there was the guy that he bought it off of, bought it with his house. So like it was in his house. And
that's awesome.
And then he sold it. And when the guy asked him, like, why do you have this? He's like, he's like, this thing's just stayed off since I bought the house. It was here. And he sold it to him. He bought it for $550. But he said that was a kit at one point. There was someone that was selling like a kit that you could do that to your arcade. So this must have been a long time ago, though, because when he bought it, it was like, I want to say he bought it for $500 or something.
Wow.
So obviously that's when prices were really low.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool.
If people didn't see it though, what was it again? It was a glass.
So it's a Golden Axe. It's a custom Golden Axe where the marquee is original. The control panel's not original. It's actually like a brushed aluminum. Like they took a HS5 Capcom cabinet sort of control panel and just brushed it, so it's really nice looking. And one side is like flat, so it just looks like a side of a cabinet panel. And then when you're playing, it was distracting because I'm like, why is light coming in from this way? Because I didn't approach it from the other side.
Right.
And when you look from the other side, it's a complete acrylic, like a thick acrylic panel. But they made like some LED accents inside it, and it's all really clean. They made these custom monitor mount brackets, so they're all polished. It's really cool looking. I think they have something like that there's some Miss Pac-Man at some museum. I want to say it's the Video Game Museum in Texas or something. They have something very similar to that.
And he's not selling it, Ralph? He just brought it to show off?
He doesn't sell anything. He's the owner of Cobra Arcade Bar in Tucson and Phoenix. He doesn't sell any. He literally does not sell anything.
Wait, so Mario just went by. Wait.
Mario?
He really did, actually, yeah. That's smart. Yeah, he did walk by. Good eye.
We need a cameo. We got a cameo.
I know.
Right, we won't take
Corey
up too much.
Yesterday, right?
Do
you know that?
Which Corey?
Corey, Arcade Pickers.
The old,
the
old partner? No?
I didn't see him. The old partner, yeah.
So
did you run into him?
We're out at there's food trucks to go eat. We're at the food trucks, and Cole goes, dude, like a pretty legit looking Batman just walked in, and Robin. And I'm like, it has to be Corey.
Oh, that's him.
So we walk in. We walk in, and he came in. He was like, I don't know what version of Batman he was. I think it was like Dark Knight. It was like the dark suit. So it was pretty cool. He looked good. We said hi and talked for a minute, but he didn't break character though. Like I talked to him as Batman.
I'm like, dude,
he was
RetroRalph.
And he went into the room where all the people are, because Corey's tall. He's like, So he goes into the room. He's like, everyone out. I've bought the building. And then he just stood there serious, and everyone got quiet and looked at him, and he's like, I said everyone out.
I said everyone out.
I can't, more like that, yes. Yeah. Much better Batman voice than mine. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, man. That's kind of that's the deal.
All right. What somebody was asking if they were selling the Golden Axe. No. So
the guy that owns it, he's not going to sell it.
What else, Ralph? What's around there? Was there anything unique? Come on, give us a little tidbit. That
of
you
what?
didn't
Like,
share
what
yet.
you,
I don't know. What'd you see? Anything that was original, different?
There's a collector here locally, so everyone knows Star Wars Battle Pod, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that game, right? Battle Pod.
Yep.
When you walk in, it's got the big screen with the projector, and it's a really cool game. Well, I didn't know there's like I don't remember the name of the game, but there's a game that's same pod design, almost exact. It's the exact same pod, except they made a different game to go in that cabinet, and it's like you're an it's probably not an F-14, it's probably like an F-16 or something, but you're a fighter jet, and it's really cool too. I've never played it before, but that came from a collector, and I'm like, where the hell do you keep this? Like, it would take up an entire garage stall
huge.
To have two of those. So that was kind of unique. But the thing that actually excited me the most, and this is kind of weird because it's very low tech, but like the games that would be considered like the Bronze Age of gaming, like all those like first what's the one with the scope? Is it Seawolf or something like that? You look through the scope, and then you're shooting
it's like a submarine.
Oh yeah, submarine.
Yeah, you're shooting torpedoes or whatever. There's a whole section up front of all those really, really old games that I guess that's considered like the Bronze Age of arcade gaming.
Arcades.
And there's some really cool stuff there. Like there's a video pinball that was made in like 1970, maybe it was like 9 or 80, but it's legit video pinball before that was a thing. I can't imagine anyone did it before this, so that was really weird.
Wow.
And then do you guys remember the Atari game Tank?
Oh yeah.
Tanks.
Tanks. There's a cocktail table with like the controls for tanks and head-to-head tanks.
That's cool.
It's Atari graphics. It's like slightly better than Atari graphics. But I was like, dude, the thing is the games are not sophisticated when it comes to graphics, but they're freaking really fun to play. You don't have to have amazing graphics to be fun, you know?
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
I always say it's not the graphics that make a game hold up in the long run. It's the gameplay.
It is the gameplay.
The gameplay
100%.
is what makes a game hold up, not the graphics. You know.
Agreed.
So
I think the mechanics help too, like with Centipede or even that Battle Tank. When you're moving the joysticks, it actually helps because you can't sometimes replicate that at home. You know.
Yeah, that was cool. The other weird thing that I didn't play it, but I saw people playing it. There's a pinball machine that's off the legs. It's on the ground. So imagine you took the legs off the pinball machine and sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
And there's a control panel that comes up to you waist height, and you control the pinball from there.
What?
Wow.
I don't know why.
Did you got a picture of that? You saw
I have
that?
video. I have video of it.
Okay.
It's over in the front. I'm like, everyone's playing it because they're like, what the hell is that? Because it just looks so fun. You know, it's like a very different way to play.
It was real
machine.
Pinball or digital pinball?
No, it was a real pinball machine, and it just like it had the controls up at the top. It was, but the pinball machine was on the floor, so you were kind of like looking down playing. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing. That and there was over on the left side of where I'm at right now. There's a guy, I don't know who exactly did it, but there's a homebrew game, like meaning they made the pinball machine, they designed the play field, they designed all someone just got a free game. I don't know if you heard that. Everyone got the free code. Free code. They actually designed the code, but it's a Dukes of Hazzard, and it is like, it looks like it came from Stern. It's super high quality, but they did the whole game themselves. And then I guess they did a black hole. They did a black hole in like 2019 and they won like best in show for that one. Wow. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So that was kind of unique. Something I hadn't seen before. I'm trying to think of what else was kind of unique.
There were a couple of questions. Did you find a Sinistar there?
I don't think there's a Sinistar here, actually. I don't think there's one here.
Was there a Narc?
There's a Narc, but they want $2,500 for it. So
with the CRT.
Yeah, but it's not like the one you got me. It's like, it needs some help.
Now you know how much yours is worth, though. You know,
going up
with a CRT, price is going up on that. Okay, there was another question. Ralph, did you see the Polybius?
I did, but the Polybius. So when you asked if there were games that were down, the Polybius was down for like 2 days. It just came up. I think it was up. Was it up at the tail end of yesterday? I actually don't even think it was up yesterday. At least when we left, it still was down. So it's up now. But that's like, I don't know what that is exactly. I think it's like it's like a creative just idea of what Polybius was going to be or what it was, even though, you know, there's no proof of the actual cabinet ever existing outside of people's stories, but it's cool. I love the story. Like the whole, you know, was it real or not?
Was the game any good though, man?
And all that.
All right, I gotta touch on this supple wrist comment. The pinball with the control panel and the pin on the ground, he puts for handicap access.
Maybe
I never even thought of that.
I didn't see that being promoted that way, but that actually is a good point. Maybe that's what that's there for. And if so, then now I feel kind of stupid.
Because if you're in a chair, you can't see over the top of a pinball.
Yeah,
that is. I never thought of that.
That's actually probably why it's there. And if so, that's really cool on them for doing that.
Yeah,
for sure. And it was in the tournament area or near the tournament area, so that would make sense. Maybe that was so. Everyone could participate. I'm not 100% sure though.
How any other like multi-cades or pre-built stuff or is it all? I mean, no arcade one-ups. You know, with
there's not one arcade one-up in this whole place, but Of course, Arcade 1-Up crept its way in somehow. There was one guy selling an Arcade 1-Up stool, but there are no Arcade 1-Ups in this whole place.
He was selling one stool. That's it.
He's selling one stool. Yeah, there's a vendor like over there, and when he was setting up, because we were here for setup day, and I'm watching some of this stuff because Rudy and I were done pretty quick, and I'm like, man, 1-Up sneaks its way in here somehow, and there's like a stool. And there was like a Meet John D thing with like an arrow. I don't know what that was, but I'm just kidding. No, that's Come Meet John D.
What's going on right now at Zapcon behind you? Is it closing up? Are people still there?
It's thinning out for sure. Like, it's definitely thinning out. But I'm shocked at how many people are still here, despite the fact that, we're getting later in the day. Yeah. But yeah, there's no like all the other stuff is. I think they announced the winner of the tournament already. There was all like the trophies out there for the winners. I think they did that already. So right now it's just like settling down. But there's the guy I was talking to earlier is like, yeah, I'm here at 6, and at 6 I'm bringing all my games home. So like some people are unloading today. So you have between 6 and 11 o'clock at night today, or 9 tomorrow to 6 or 7 tomorrow at night or something, and then they have to be out. So we're coming tomorrow. Rudy and I are coming around 2 o'clock.
Is that when the deals are going to be made, Ralph? Tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the parking lot with all the people loading up?
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll be outside.
I want to buy something cool, but everything that's cool is expensive. It's like the prices are high. So, yeah. Let's see.
There's a few I'm sure I would want.
Someone just walked out with one of those. Did you guys see like I know someone had to have seen this. American Girl doll made a little mini pinball machine. Did you see that ever?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, like American Girl doll sold a doll that came with a pinball machine or something. Someone just bought it from this table over here. I don't know.
Like a doll with a miniature pinball?
But the pinball looked like it had real metal legs. Like, it didn't look like a piece of crap plastic thing. It actually looked pretty nice.
Ralph, if it's the same thing I just looked up, it's $150 going online.
Yeah. Someone just got it from I would literally watch some guy like buy one right here. That's all. I don't know why they were selling.
Goofy Foot says my daughter has one or had one.
Oh,
is it cool? Like, does it actually work good?
I feel like they did that with Barbie. Like, she'd be sitting in front of a pinball or something with a Barbie doll, or they did all kinds of stuff. Maybe I'm wrong, but
when you look back at those old ads, isn't it funny how like risque those ads were for like all the games and stuff, like pinball?
Yeah.
It was just funny how different it's advertised than today. Like, you don't see. Imagine if Arcade 1-Up existed then, they'd be like, they'd be normal to have like a half naked woman there, like
smoking cigarettes.
Like, do you want 3/4 scale? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or something.
In a smoky room with scotch in her hand.
Seriously, like,
smoking a cigarette.
I like my guys full size or something. I don't know.
It literally would be Mad Men, right, Ralph? If you've seen Mad Men, imagine Mad Men 1-Up.
Imagine the ads they'd have for XL.
That would be a terrible ad slogan for 1-Up. I want my guys full size. That would be like the antithesis of what they'd say.
You can put these in places you've never put them before.
Well, see, we could be marketing for Arcade 1-Up in 1979.
1979.
We just lost half our audience.
That's awesome.
Right. I have one last question, Ralph. Is there any old pinballs there, or is it all the new Stearns, the new types? Is it old?
No. There's like they have the old like EM, the electromechanical stuff. Yeah, they have it pretty much spans all multiple generations of pinball. There isn't like the uber super old stuff, but there's a couple. I should take that back. There's a couple, but I saw some stuff at the Pinball Hall of Fame that I was like, holy crap, that's like the dawn of time for pinball. There's not that many of those here. But
was there a Whitewater, Ralph? You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Probably not.
Dude.
All right, you're gonna have to look for one.
There might be. There's a what's the one? It's really popular. That has the it has the fish on top that moves. Is it Fishtails?
Fishtails, right?
Isn't that it?
Yeah, I think
the fish
that's
moves
it.
on the back box. Yeah, I know that one's pretty rare these days to get one of those. There's that one's here. Like right now in front of me, these are all like the newer one. But there's was there ever a Primus pinball made?
Primus?
I'm staring at a pinball, and I didn't notice it yesterday. It's Primus. Is that new or is that like an old one?
What's the? I never heard of a Primus.
I'm looking right at
awesome.
it. I didn't notice it yesterday. It's shoved in between
Came out in 2018.
Is Primus
Did it?
locked?
Yeah,
Okay,
2018.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's shoved in between Rush and
Wow.
Cactus.
Yes, Primus by Stern,
Canyon.
Slither says. And yes, Fishtails.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was a really cool show. Like I would definitely, if you live in the area. I mean the guy that you saw, the Delusionals Arcade, his YouTube. I mean he flew here from New Jersey, so. But I don't know why. Like I would think there'd be regional shows like this, but maybe he's got friends here or something, so he wanted to fly into town. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I'd fly for it. Like Southern Fried Gaming Expo is more of like a diverse show that has everything. You know, it has consoles.
And
they have a lot. Their pinball and video game area is good, but I think this is a better selection of games. Like a lot of those shows, the 80s aren't well represented. The 80s are represented really well here. Like, I mean, almost any game that you liked from the 80s, even obscure stuff, is probably here. So it's pretty cool. That I really enjoyed because you don't get to see those as often. Like the kind of rare, sort of unique 80s games that maybe aren't as popular or didn't have quite the fan base as like a Donkey Kong or Pac-Man or Galaga or something.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
All right. They said, we have a question. Did they have a Varcon pinball?
I feel like they did, but I don't remember. It's been such a freaking blur over the past couple days, so I don't remember.
That video guy, what was his name? Video something was there. He was chiming in on all this stuff. All right, so what show, Ralph, has been your favorite so far of the shows you've been going to?
Like conference shows?
Conference shows, whatever. Give me.
That's so tough. So if it was just the show, because I feel like Pinball Expo, it's cheating because we went to Galloping Ghost, right? So that's not part of the show. So if I were to just judge them based on shows alone, I gotta say the Southern Fried Gaming Expo and then this one probably. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Look at Papa Brad said the same thing.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was probably also
Williams
awesome because like Papa Brad was there and UAG was there and I got to meet him. Like it was kind of cool because we were all hanging out together. So maybe that hangout element of it. And they had wrestling. I mean, it was great. It was so bizarre. Like you're at this show.
They didn't have any wrestling there or stuff like that.
No, like it was so weird, right? Like you're sitting there playing pinball and everyone's like, oh my God, we got to go. The wrestling is starting in Hall A. I'm like, wrestling? Yeah. And it's like, you walk in there and it's like a legit, they're trying to mimic like a WWF or a WWE. And I'm like, this is crazy with the music and like, the crappy ref and, people being thrown to the side and it was just shenanigans all over the place. So that was the most fun I think I had.
They had wrestling at Too Many Games in Philly, Ralph. They had wrestling too. Yeah. It's so weird. It's like it's right in the middle of the convention. It's like you're just walking around and seeing people cutting promos in the ring. It's hilarious.
Ralph, what is Mini Bosses played last night? What is that?
Oh, I didn't get to see those guys, but I'm hoping that someone filmed it. So they take NES games. They're like a rock band that plays rock versions of NES games. I hear they're pretty good. So I'm kind of excited. I'm bummed that we missed it, but Rudy and I were done, man. We were like, Cole left and Rudy and I were just like practically on fumes. So we played a couple more games and then we were just like, we couldn't see straight at the end of the day. So we just, we cut out. Okay. They're announcing something, right? Oh.
And I know we can hear him in the background.
I can't tell if she's saying it's last call or what she's saying.
She said, we have a war final assault that's burning. It's on fire.
Somebody cut it in half with a chainsaw.
Like, oh, well.
Time to get it.
Well, I have to take
Whoever owns a war final assald, please get the fire extinguisher.
That would really suck. Please vacate the premises. We have a fire, and it'd be a good place to have a fire because it's toward the where the door is. So from a safety perspective, it would be that bad. I don't know.
Ralph, so did you have to take off for this Friday and Monday? Like, do you just take time off whenever you need? How many days off a year do you get?
I did take off Friday, but Monday I'm not planning on taking off. I'm actually gonna on the drive down because I work from home, so I'm gonna bring my laptop with me. So it's not an official. Kevgret's trying to get me in trouble.
I'm just
Kevgret, we don't talk about Bruno, man. We don't talk about Ralph's work.
He's like, so we can boss his email so we can shoot him the StreamYard link and get him on here. No, tomorrow I'm gonna work until like 2, and then I'm gonna go get it. But the thing is, the funny thing is like I even told Rudy, I go, we always say it's going to take an hour or 2 hours. I'm like, it's not. It's going to take us. We never know what's going to happen when you're moving these machines. Like when we were moving them, Rudy and I, do you guys? Ratchet straps are a pain in the ass. I don't know if you have dealt with ratchet straps in the past, but we had it pretty well secured, and Rudy was feeling nervous. He's like, dude, I feel like there's too much movement in it. Let's strap it down. I have one more strap. So I strap his strap down. I do one more tick, and the strap just like explodes. It breaks.
That's what you just don't know.
So you just never know what's going to happen when you're moving these things. Like, and those two War Final Assaults are probably the heaviest cabinets I have. They're like,
Now, Michael says ratchet straps are simplistic, but it depends which ones you get. There's some that are cheap.
Rudy and I had the Mickey Mouse straps.
Yeah, when you get the Mickey Mouse ones, the thing will get coiled up bad. Anyway, any grids? There was a question about grids. Since you have a couple grids, Ralph, are there any grids?
No, that's why I'm thinking that might be a cool one to bring to. So the other big conference that they have here is Game On Expo, and those that follow retro gaming. The guy's name's Gamester81, so he's had a YouTube channel for a really long time. So he runs that conference, and he's run it for several years. But he was asking me if I was going to bring anything this year, and I hadn't decided yet what I was going to bring. But if I can get another grid, it would be really cool to have two of them. So maybe we'll see. I don't know, but there's no grids here.
Well, you have a lot of options to bring to any. I mean, you have some nice, unique cabs from the Mark, the Narc, the Baby Pac-Man, the grids, the War Final Assaults. I mean, the list of your unique ones goes on and on. I can't say the same.
Will make it.
Yeah.
I know, not the grid. I don't think the baby. I thought about bringing Baby Pac. I think it would. Ask Papa if Papa Brad is still in the chat. Every conference that has a Baby Pac-Man. It's not a matter of if it's gonna go down. It's when it's gonna go down, and like they always go down. Now mine, I turn it on to play it, and I shut it off, and I don't keep it on for usually too long. And mine's been, knock on wood, pretty good, but I've replaced almost everything in it, like any old component I've replaced. But yeah, they always go down, man. So I don't know if I want to bring my If he says Baby Packs go down first, they do. They're like super unreliable. I don't know why. I think they're just old. I mean, they're old. Maybe they weren't made well. I don't know, but yeah, they go down. So we'll see. But that's a fun show. That one's one of those bigger shows, more like too many games, where it's like every genre of gaming's represented, like retro game, modern game, first person shoot. Like that's because you went to that, right, Kevgret? It's kind of like an everything, right?
Everything, like music, wrestling, collecting, arcades. It's just not one thing, and I actually like that because I'm not into one thing. I like pinball, I like the arcades, I like the conferences, and there's a lot of YouTubers. I like consoles, right? And a couple of these YouTubers, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, he's from Philly, so he's always there doing his thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so he travels out, and then the Game Chasers might come out. All those YouTubers come out because it's a conference, like almost for them. Yeah. So I think they do it in August. I have to check this year.
Wasn't there another big conference just this weekend that like all of those guys were at? It was like Riggs and
I thought the Midwest conference was there.
Yeah, where is that actually? Like, where is it located?
I thought it was outside. I don't even know. So maybe somebody in the comments outside of Chicago, Midwest Gaming.
I don't know. I don't know. But that one had like,
but it was huge.
Yeah. Get a free tune-up on the Baby Pack, he says.
Oh yeah, bring it and say it worked.
Down, bring it, say it worked. Went down. Get the tech out there.
Is there someone just over here? Yeah. Was there someone just like behind the camera?
I
didn't see. I was watching the chat.
Wow, I must be tripping. I swear there was someone like right here a second ago.
They're walking like right. I mean, people are. It still seems like there's a lot of people there, and it's closing in 5 minutes.
The main door is right there, so I'm hoping that I can stay a little bit. Like after we get off this and just take take video of the couple of games I didn't catch, like a couple things. Yeah. But I'm kind of tired now. I might just go home. I don't know.
Come back tomorrow and get it. Midwest
I'll tell you, the hardest events to film are ones like this because you have to make a choice. Do you want to come here and enjoy the event, or do you want to spend the whole time filming? Because the sheer quantity of stuff, you kind of have to. Like yesterday, I'll admit I played more than I didn't film much because I was excited to play the games. But that's like the hard thing is do you come here and want to film it, or do you come here and want to enjoy it? And it's hard to do both, even if you've been here for a couple of days. So
Yeah.
But a lot of people were at Midwest Gaming Classic. I get. Ralph, you got to get a T-shirt. Okay, can you get a T-shirt?
I know.
No?
Actually, I know. I didn't get one yesterday. I'll see if they like sell out of them pretty fast. I guess. So.
Yeah.
I see the Game Room Goodies guy, the guy that he came to my house to deliver the Stranger Things that I forgot I bought. He he's right here in front of me.
Who was it?
The guy Aaron. He's like, I think him and his dad own it. I think the Game Room Goodies. They sell pinball machines and arcade games and stuff. But that's the booth that I'm in front of. Like that's if you were looking directly in front of me, that's all their stuff.
Yeah. Everybody's coming in now. We got Zodrider saying hell, Chosen One. Everybody's coming in, and we're about to wrap up, guys.
You can see the crowd filtering out and writing back at Ralph. Look back there. It's empty.
Yeah. It's empty. They're all going out.
Well, actually, I don't know if you guys can see it because this camera's probably not that good. All the way down there, you can see light now. That's the gate opening. They're already going to start getting games out of here.
Yeah.
Is Rudy going to help you? Is Roundhouse Rudy going to help you get them out?
Well, I'm not doing it today, but
but tomorrow.
He's like my transportation. If it wasn't for him, I couldn't even do it.
Yeah, he's got.
There's a guy here though. Like, part of me wants to get a truck with a lift gate so I can move them, but I'm like, you know what? That might be when it's too much. Like, I don't need a freaking lift
when
gate.
you start needing a box truck with a lift gate,
a box truck leaking oil outside the estate.
No, if you own that barcade we're talking about, Ralph, that's a different story.
Well, maybe,
you need that for the business. Then you got a reason.
You guys watch in about 30 seconds. There's going to be a pile of stuff going along back here. I don't even know what this is. It's like parts and stuff. See him?
I see it.
Like a bunch of stuff.
Looks like Brody's breaking down
Ralph,
the stage.
Look at what it is. What is it? Take a look. What is it?
It looks like pinball machine parts, like a bunch of parts for pinball machines. Because that was the guy I was talking to. He was like, in order to fix road blasters, you have to adjust the flux capacitor, and then you have to. I was like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, hold on.
I thought I was a road blasters expert until I talked to this guy.
He knew everything. Yeah, he knew everything about them all. Or he started saying stuff that probably, like the people. He was just too verbose. Like he went down another level that I didn't need to know. But I didn't know what he was talking about.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't stand like if you ask about a board repair like on a PCB, they're like, I hit the capacitor at Q10, and I'm like, I can't even find Q10 on this board. What do you mean?
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
we were talking about that before. I think I was on the phone with you. Remember, I was trying to fix a board and I couldn't find it. You were yelling at me. You're like, look better. You're not looking good enough. It's got to be there. They didn't just say it's there if it's not there. I'm like, yeah, I know. I can't find it. And I found it on the phone, but you were giving me shit.
Eventually, I was like, it's on the other side of the board, or I'm like, I don't know, take them apart.
You were giving
it's a
me crap,
like set. Flip it over.
But you're giving me crap as if I wasn't looking. Like when my son goes into the pantry and I say there's a bag of chips, he will never find them because he's actually not looking. He's like,
I'll find it myself.
That's how I felt. Like, you're not looking close enough. It's there. Follow it. It's LMNOPQ.
I did find it, so thank you. You did. You in an odd way, you motivated me.
Yeah. Right, let's get out of here. We got to go, guys. Ralph, wrap it up. Everybody, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me.
So much. Thanks for doing this,
awesome.
Ralph. Thanks. Everybody loves when you just come on. It's not your channel. You can just hop on, hop off. You don't have to do the setup. So I appreciate you coming on, and spending the time. So everybody look for Ralph to do a stream later this week with more details on Zapcon, right?
So much more.
Maybe. All right.
And remember, Ralph's working tomorrow, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. If my boss calls, I'm working.
12-hour.
Ralph is
12-hour day.
12 overtime.
Kevgret, we'll see you, man. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Awesome stream. Thanks, Ralph.